big booming bass line rumble through the air. Good morning, students, let the good times flow. Get ready for the best high school morning show. We got the scoop, the facts, please let us share. No time to hibernate, don't be a sleepy bear. Joe on the mic and Sam right beside her. Your daily dose of info, let us be your guide, yo. Bam, 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 bam.
Good morning, Bears. I'm Jordan Diamond, and welcome to our Friday morning show. Today we have a very, very special guest. Thank you for joining us on the show this morning, Mr. Stryker. Can you take a moment to introduce yourself to those watching who may not know you?
Board of Education member and currently the president for the Board of Education for 4 years. I'm a resident of Grahamsville and a transplant from New York City. I've been up here about 15 years or so, and all is good.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for coming on. We asked the student and staff to send in some questions for you. We can't ask them all, but we've chosen a few to ask live on air. Are you ready? Okay, the first question, why did you join the school board?
I asked myself that question many times. I think sometimes I'm out of my mind, but there's a lot of reasons, actually. I had a position working for the town, and I would meet a lot of residents and listen to them and their stories. And I felt that after listening to them, that I think I could be an asset to the school. And at the time, COVID was coming in, and I knew that I could really be an asset because I tend to do a little better under pressure. So, and there was a lot of pressure on the school when COVID hit. So that was really, I just thought I could do something good for the school district.
Definitely. Next, how long do you plan to stay on the board?
Well, I planned on staying longer than I am. I'm up for reelection in the spring, but I was just elected to a town justice position with the town of Neversink. So education law says I have to resign. I can't hold both positions. So I actually announced last night that I am resigning on December 31st of 2025.
Congratulations, that's really exciting. That's a cool position to hold. What is one of the toughest decisions you've had to make for the school, and why was it difficult?
I think overall, personnel issues are really difficult because you not only are dealing with the business side of the school, which is really our main function, but there's also a human side where if someone's just not a good fit or something, I think I tend to want to slow everything down and let's take a look at this whole picture and just make sure that whatever decision we make is the right one. And I think they're the most sensitive and difficult decisions that have to be made. I will say there were a lot of decisions during COVID that were controversial, and we're in a tough spot because the state will give us the district money, but you have to play their game, and it's a tough spot to figure out how we can balance that and still keep our funding flowing, and somehow it all works out in the end.
Yeah, that was a crazy time. We know that the school board is consistently working to improve our district and everything like that. So what are some changes that you've noted in the last few years?
Well, we just wrapped up a capital improvement project, and I actually did a tour with numerous architectural firms last week, and the building looks great. I mean, we have our little problems here and there, but the building, the facility, and looking at how the students use it is amazing. I mean, you go to the elementary school cafeteria, and it's just amazing to stand and watch, how the space is used, and so the changes that were made were good ones, I guess is
Yeah.
most of them were good changes, and they're being used even the collaborative space.
Oh yeah,
It's a hit,
that's
right?
an awesome
I
improvement,
mean,
especially the bear den.
yeah,
That's my favorite.
Really, the feedback is tremendous, and so I feel good about that. you
Yeah.
know?
What is your favorite memory of high school?
Last day. I didn't really, I wasn't a big fan of my high school. First of all, I had 5,000 kids in school.
Oh my
So it was huge. My graduating class was like 1,500 kids. I got lost. But what I did do in my junior year, I got involved in a program called the co-op program. And I went to school a week. I went to work a week. So I traveled to New York City from Staten Island, and I landed a job at 2 World Trade, and for a rich people's bank called Fiduciary Trust Company, and I was there as a clerk. And on the 96th, 97th floor in the late 70s, the building was brand new. There was the spaces, it was a 110-story building, and the floors above us were not even occupied. It was such a new building. And quite frankly, I was this young buffalo who shows up here, and I'm on top of the world, literally, because I'm looking down on everything.
Yeah.
And it was just a really amazing, very amazing experience to work up there. I also learned that I didn't want to work there after 2 years, but that's another
That's
story.
funny. How are you ensuring that the curriculum effectively serves the needs of all students, including those who are struggling or excelling?
So first, the curriculum, I wouldn't say that we actually have a real hand in it. I am not, and I'm not aware of anybody on the board who's an education professional. We hire people to do that for us, right? So that's why we have a superintendent who, hires her staff and these are experts in education, right? So the board, even with this new PLC program, the board is supporting our education professionals in what they think will address the issues we're talking about. Struggling students and students that are excelling, I believe, will have a place in the classroom. And it may sound a little odd, but they may be able to bring something to the table for the people who are struggling as well, their fellow classmates. So I think it's a good thing to try it out, and we'll go with it and see how it goes.
Yeah, definitely. All right, for our last question of our normal round, what is your favorite thing about this school, and what made you want to work at this school?
Well, again, my position with the town, I would get phone calls routinely about people looking for housing. They want to come here. They want to come to this. They want their kids to come to this school, and I understand it, but they desperately want to get out of wherever they are, and they want to get here, right? So last week we did the tour with the architects, and a couple of them, but one came to me and said at the end of the tour, he goes, "I'm involved in 80 schools." He goes, "This is a really nice facility and well kept, and everything about it was just, they were just in awe about it." And I took that as a great compliment. I think we have a great school.
Yeah,
and other people think so as well.
All right, so now for our lightning round. These are the student questions that I thought were like more funny. So we'll do quick fire. I'll just shoot them at you and we can go from there. Okay, starting off, what's your favorite grade?
I would say the younger grades, probably second grade, third grade, because I'm watching those kids in there doing their thing, and it's just amazing.
If you were a bug, what kind of bug would you be?
Dragonfly.
How tall?
Cycle of life. Dragonfly.
How tall are you?
5'11".
Favorite music genre?
I listen to a lot of music. My favorite one, I think, is I'm listening to this like Latin stuff. Like I was just telling Chris Maxey, Ozo Motley, like out of LA, they're putting out some pretty nice stuff.
Do you have any kids? And if you do, how many?
I have 3 children, two girls and 1 boy.
And do you have any hidden talents?
I make pizza.
All right, it was very nice of you to stop by this morning. We really appreciate it. For those of you that submitted questions that were not asked on air, what is the best way for them to reach you if they really want answers?
Keith Stryker at Tri-Valley CSD. Send me an email. I'll respond.
All right, thank you again so much for joining us.
You're
And thank you, Varys, for tuning in.
Thank you.